It's become very popular in recent years to try and use less chemicals in your home and have a cleaner, non-toxic environment. Well, today we're going to get some great tips on how to do that, specifically when it comes to managing any type of pests in your home. It's called Integrated Pest Management, IPM, and here to tell us more is Jenny Rodriguez. Jenny, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What is Integrated Pest Management?
So we all have a pest management system that we put in place in our homes, right? We either use a professional service or we ourselves use pesticides to get rid of those cockroaches and rodents. But integrated pest management is a safe method, especially if you have family members with asthma or any kind of upper respiratory, but it's also safe for the environment. And so integrated pest management involves a lot of different tips and strategies you can use in your home to keep things safe.
So what are some of the tips? And I know you've brought some props here to exemplify those.
Yes, and these are just basic things that you can do on your own. First thing we want to do is assess your home. Where are those hidden places where those pests can hide? Do you have gaps and crevices in your walls that maybe you need to fill in with some caulking? Do you need to replace any kind of area in your home that has a water leak? So assess your home first.
I love this too. I'd never seen this, but this is it screen repair tape?
Yes.
And so this is something that you could put on if there's a hole in your screen door, in your lanai.
Yes, exactly.
So that's a good one. Okay.
Yes. And the main thing is we want to make sure that we don't allow an open gap for them to enter the home.
Okay.
So whether you have a ripped screen or an open door that needs a liner at the bottom, the edge of the door. So those little things that we can replace and repair will keep those pests away.
Okay, and it's also very important to keep your home clean.
Yes.
And so you showed us a tool like this. What would you use this for?
Yeah, so there's a lot of little easy strategies. We call them healthy home principles, and you can even Google that, healthy home principles, through our Housing of Urban Development website, and they will they list a lot of different tips and strategies that you can use, but just basic things like soap and water, a rag. Make sure that you're keeping your area of your home clutter free. And the main thing there is when you have cardboard boxes like this, piled up, the sticky part of the box attracts the cockroaches. So we want to make sure that our home is not just safe, clutter free, clean, and that's going to eliminate the attracting those pests.
Okay, I did not know about the sticky tape on the boxes.
Yeah.
Because when we get a good box, sometimes we'll break it down and save it, but I'm going to be careful to take that tape off.
Yeah. So check, make sure the conditions of the box, and you have that sticky part, you want to get rid of it.
Get rid of it. And then this tool is something you could use like to clean underneath your refrigerator or a tough to get to corner.
Yes.
Just to get anything out that could attract pests. And then also these look like some non-toxic ways to, if you do have pests, to respond. You've got a glue trap and then fly ribbon.
Yes, any kind of bait, glue traps that can attract them to that area. You want to make sure that you're replacing them also. So check periodically that you don't have any pests already on the traps. And also, making sure that the water leaks, just excessive dust and things like that could be a safe haven for them to breed. That's what you want to check. Underneath your sink. Also bed bugs are also part of that. So make sure that you're putting those bed bug traps. There's a lot of different things that we can do to prevent them from being attracted into the home.
And Jenny, this is important not only because nobody wants to have pests in their home, that's not pleasant, but it also can trigger a lot of illnesses and allergies, right?
Yes, absolutely. So cockroaches, for instance, when you see the feces or rodents that leave the feces behind, all those things can become asthma triggers. And so we want to prevent that. The last thing we want to do is to rush to a hospital because our child has an asthma trigger. So yeah, there's a lot of little things that you can put in place and to get rid of them without having to use these toxic chemicals.
Right.
Another thing that can be done is look at the label in your, if you are resorting to chemical pesticides, look at the label. So if it says warning, that's one product you may want to steer away from. Use the ones that say caution. Those are less toxic and less likely to cause an asthma trigger.
Okay, that is a very valuable tip. Jenny, thank you so much for sharing all these ideas with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, some important information about how we all can take some pretty simple steps to try and keep our home as clean and clutter-free as possible, and then hopefully free of pests.